So this is a planetruth.info YouTube channel claims of 50,000 murdered, which that's a big claim. Matter of genocide, big claim. Copy and share, which, you do that if there's information present, right? So you want to make sure that that information gets out. And this information does get out. 130,000 views. And I just want to say that this guy has never brought anything to the table of any sort. He really hasn't. He didn't expose anything, and he didn't do that today. Well, December 4th, with this video. In fact, this is the real problem with the flat earth, is this guy. People like him. People that watch him. People that share him. People that like this nonsense. So let's get into it. Alright, so this guy spends 6 minutes looking up the population of Paradise Valley. Don't believe that a bunch of people died. 50,000 people. Do you know even how big of a building you'd need to fit 50,000 people in it? It's just ludicrous. 50,000 people and no one says anything except for this guy. Give me a break. 6 minutes he spends looking up the population of this, and then doing some math wizardry and coming up with 50,000 dead people. Not that he's got any evidence for that. I mean, come on. And he's got zero evidence. So the real problem is when someone gets into the movement and starts seeing people talking about directed energy, and then they look into it and it's just some Photoshop bullshit, and they're just like, wow, I cannot trust these fucking morons. And that's the point. So this guy here, he claims to be a flat earther, but I gotta say that in terms of flat earthers, he is the only one that I'm absolutely sure is a shill. This guy he probably works in the Pentagon. He probably has government computers putting together this crap for you. It's ludicrous. At best, he's a nut job. And at worst, he's a man in black himself, which is who he keeps crying about how they're trying to kill us. They're all trying to kill us. Ludicrous. If you want to go around believing that these guys want to kill you, then you can do that. But why haven't they accomplished it by now? And, come on. They want to kill you. No, it's messy. There's paperwork involved. Nobody wants to kill you, bud. Sorry. You're not that important. You're not that scary. You're not coordinated or focused enough to be any type of threat. They don't give a flying fuck about you. You're not a threat. They don't care about you. Let's make sure to figure out how to exterminate these retarded cows so that they don't, rise up, break their fences down. Give me a break. Dude, your neighbors will stop you if you try to say something. You just tell them the earth is flat. They'll be like, you need to stop talking. So, don't worry. Man in Black doesn't need to burn up 50,000 people in California. Why you'd pick California? Pick the East Coast. Have you ever been to the East Coast? Yeah. Anywhere. Anywhere there. Anywhere in New England, especially. I would say Connecticut. Bunch of Connecticutans. Alright, so 6 minutes he spends. I should just speed up his video, but the point that I'm trying to get across here is that this guy wastes your time, and it's fear-mongering. So, what do we know that the government likes to do? Oh, the Soviets, they're against us. They want you dead. Oh, the Arabs, they're against you. They want you dead. Hate your freedom. Oh, the technology of the government is 50 years ahead. It's always been 50 years ahead, and yet these bumbling fucking retards just keep screwing things up left and right. We catch them. Everything they do, I think, I mean, the flat Earth has come out now, so who knows what kind of revelations may come out in the future. But come on, we catch these guys at every single turning point. Catch them with the shootings. We catch. What don't we catch? Seriously, go ahead, bring me something we don't know about. It better not be any photoshopped lasers.
We're the accountants. We're the ones chronicling the genocide, folks. This is what we're doing now. This is how. This is our job. I'm sorry.
All right, if you're gonna fall for that, then you're stupid, and I hate your worthless guts. Seriously, that was fake. The flat Earth is about accepting what is right in front of your stupid fucking face. So if you can't accept that that was fake, that this fucker is a shill, whatever. I can't help you, stop following him or don't. 10 years of following this fucking idiot will get you nowhere, so.
Apparently, we don't have any documentation, but we have to verify what they're saying. It was like the folks in paradise were on high-rise bars on windows and their doors were bolted shut from the outside. We do know it was genocide. We have first-person accounts that the cars were in one lane. They sat there and then they were torched. We also know that it started at 6:30 in the morning, and by 8:30 in the morning, the attacks got much greater, and they waited till everybody was in their cars. They waited till the kids were in the school buses before they torched them. This is first-person accounts we have. We have bodies in cars that were melted through the seat springs, and they had to look down in the cars to find the bodies. I'm sorry, but this is what the victims are telling us, and we need to get it out there. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. You make your own choice, but we need to start increasing our awareness of the fact that there are people trying to cover this up, trying to make the flat Earth sound stupid, which I know it's crazy to think that it could possibly sound stupid. It is flat. Anything else is stupid.
They're just turning their sights on us. We don't think the United States, people in this country could be attacked. Think again.
Be aware that what makes a terrorist is that they attack civilian targets to inspire fear. So it's not about damage, it's not about deaths, it's about fear, mind control. So a lot of these quote unquote flat earth reporting stories have a lot to do with spreading around the same fear that the news tries to spread around. It's like prepping. Same fear that the news tries to spread. So then we're supposed to what? Look at preppers like they're legitimate and like they're not just trying to instill fear. I'm not saying that fear hasn't been instilled in them. It has by people like this guy. Let's not just say that everything that he says is nonsense, but we really need to look at our history. What do they do? Problem, reaction, solution, and then we get eyewitness stuff. I mean, what is this shaping up to be? Just like 9/11, right? How we had, the crappie video, and now we get just nonsense. It's the same type of thing. These towns, they're not going to sacrifice a whole town of people. But if people got out, they'd be pissed. And yeah, they would throw a fit about it. And you would definitely be hearing from them, not this guy.
All right. So we also have a first-person account from a tow truck driver who said when he went into the town on his first trip in on Sunday, which was 3 days after the event. So the event started on 9/11, 11/9, and then 3 days after on 11/12 on Sunday, he went in there and he says that I said, "How many people did you see dead?" And he says, "I got in there and I saw at least 200 people right from the beginning."
So a first-person account is when the person that witnesses something accounts that event. That's first person. This guy reporting what someone else said, that's not a first person account. And this isn't the first or the last time he does this either. He keeps doing this. He literally does not even understand what a first person account is. If you want to believe the story, that's fine. You can go ahead and do that. But while you're posting about your directed energy bullshit, the Earth is still flat. It really is flat, and it's going to keep being flat. If we could just stay on the topic, then people would start to realize that, yeah, the Earth is flat. But no, if you look at flat Earth now, you get a whole bunch of directed energy nonsense. Just a whole. There's less evidence for directed energy than there is for space. So if we're going to start believing things off of pictures, I'm going to go ahead and start believing space. Right? Right, guys?
All right. So 52,000 minus 1,000 is 51,000 people they're saying, or 1,000 people they're saying missing, and 52,000's been displaced. We can't find these people anywhere, folks. We went to the shelters. There's not there. We accounted for maybe a few hundred people in the shelter, but nowhere near these numbers.
Here, let me explain the world for you a little bit, dumbass. When there's a fire or something, people don't just go and line up in homeless shelters. They get in their cars and they just fucking drive away. They just drive away. 50,000 people were on these rural roads. Give me a fucking break. Like, no, no. These roads could barely handle regular traffic. Okay? So,
Let's use the number. Over 50,000 are missing, lost, or torched, or dead. And I'm sorry to tell you, folks, they're dead and no one's accounting for them.
wow. He seems pretty sure of that, doesn't he? Considering he doesn't have a single picture of a single dead body. That's quite a mouthful. It really is. But what does he do? This is called bearing false witness. Okay, so Satanism, remember how they lie. They need everything in the Bible to go away because they want to trick us. So that's why he's bearing false witness to you.
This is what we know. This is boots on the ground. We had 2 fire captains, 20-year veterans that came with us.
If he's under the impression that that lends some type of credibility to what he's saying, he's completely mistaken. We know exactly who takes part in these hoaxes. It's Masons, it's fire chiefs, it's police chiefs. So if you go around touting your fire chief buddies and how you had 2 of them, somehow you and your fire chiefs went around hanging out. I don't even know exactly what he's claiming here, but yeah, fire chiefs are all Masons. This dude's probably a Mason.
And the stories out are horrible. I got to tell you one more because this is a first-person account. They saw the school bus with children on top of children trying to flee the fires. And they were torched, folks. They want to inflict as much pain as they possibly can.
What's the message of that statement? What's the message of his whole video? It's to be afraid of something you can't see or defend against. You can't fight it. None of your neighbors even believe in it. I mean, I don't even believe in it. So, yeah, we're so far away from being able to solve this problem, which I think is 100% made up. But if it's not, we're so far away from solving it, we should almost just give up. And that's kind of the point. Get into this nonsense that you can't prove, you can't do anything about, you don't even know if it's real or not. Meanwhile, the entire Earth is flat, and yeah, you think that this is going to wake someone up. I don't think so. I think it's a lot more likely that this guy is disingenuous, and I think you should probably unsubscribe, really.
This is all part of the agenda, all part of the plan. So here we see in closing out, we're seeing actual pictures that were provided for us from the victims themselves. This was taken inside the fire zone, inside the murder zone. And you can clearly see that these blue lights and these lasers or directed energy weapons. The blue excites with the dust and the toxic soot being brought up, and then you can see the laser lights. And you can see the blue here that's some in the trees, and it's all reflecting of the blue lasers. Here you can see the lasers torching a tree in front of a Kmart. The Kmart caught on fire. First person accounts, first person stories. This was a genocide attack brought in broad daylight. They have no shame.
If you're under the impression that these pictures here are evidence of something, you have a psychological deficiency, a weakness of your mind that allows you to be tricked into stupid shit. I'm guessing this isn't the first time you've realized it. If you're here, you're probably a flat earther. You have to do something about this, because when we look around at the flat earthers on their Facebook pages and stuff, they are all falling for this. Every single last one of them. And this little tiny clip of shitty pictures is the best evidence that he's got. And it's not even evidence. It's stupid, actually. Dude, if you saw a laser coming down, setting shit on fire, wouldn't you take a picture of what was shooting the laser? Of course you would. Like, this guy could not possibly be so fucking stupid as to think that this is evidence. After knowing that 9/11 was hoaxed in a giant city, for this guy to pretend like they are not going to hoax something out in the woods. This is how I really know that the flat earth movement and all truth is really doomed. Because at the drop of a hat, everyone will drop their important work and move on to a fantasy, a complete figment of some jackass's imagination. And because of that, we that's why they don't have to kill us, though. Hey, be happy. It's because we're so stupid. So, congratulations, us.
Here's another picture. Maybe that's the space elevator, nanotubes that we were talking about.
What? Yeah, okay. So no matter what it is, it's definitely not that. That much we could actually be sure of. So that's the end of his video. That's the space elevator, nanotubes. Dude, it sounds like a science fiction show, doesn't it? Just some idiot, he's just clamoring about these lasers, he claims that they kill people, doesn't have any evidence for that type of thing, but seriously, what is up with this guy? I mean, honestly, does I want you to imagine if you accepted such little evidence, then you would believe in the globe. So why is it that flat earthers could possibly be tricked by this? This isn't the only video I've watched of this nonsense. And you always catch, like, it sounds like they're laughing. You know, they'll act like they're getting ready to cry. It sounds like they're laughing, and it's never showing their face because, oh, it's just regular people, right? It's definitely not the government putting out information to trick you. If you can't tell that the government has been putting out anti-US information, like they want a revolt, can't you tell that? So these channels like a call for an uprising, like, fuck, you really just don't get it, do you? They want that. That's why you report on news stories, because they are trying to piss you off and everyone else. I'm sticking with this. This dude is a shill. If he isn't a shill, then he's retarded. And, so fuck it. What's the difference? It's just as bad. It might even be worse. At least a shill might accidentally let something slip that's real. A dumbass is just Just dragging you into a black hole of stupidity.